Greetings, YouTubers. Dizzy here with another XCom 2 video for you. And this time we're going to be covering how to import and export characters in the character pool and some of the details surrounding that, because I know it's a little hazy. Even some of the early release stuff isn't quite right on the mark with it. So I've done some investigation and made sure this works so I can give you the right answers and the definitely way that this works. So let's get into it. And the exciting part about this feature video is that we have characters imported from PC Gamer, and they have taken a chance. And as you can see right here, we have Geralt of Rivia standing right out here. They've given us a bin of characters to play with, and they're awesome. And I put the link in the description, so go check that out and go import it into your game as soon as you can, because it already has a bunch of awesome characters to play with. And again, check the description for that. And as you can see, I've already dropped a bunch in there, from X-Files characters to Star Wars universe characters, the 3 new ones that they dropped in the last movie, Rey, Finn, and Kylo, as well as Geralt you just saw, the dude Lebowski from The Big Lebowski. So let's get into that. So import a character. You're going to be going into this character pool section right off the main menu. But how do you get characters into the import pool? And that is pretty simple. You're going to grab that bin they have on PC Gamer or wherever you find one. Or you might just be doing some Nexus mod stuff, and they'll most likely install this right into this folder for you. So you'll just have to go right to the import section of the game on the main menu. But for people who are doing this manually, like I'm showing, go to Documents, My Games, XCom 2, XCom Game, Character Pool, Importable, and drop that file right there. And that's that PGC XCom character file. So once that's in there and you load the game up, you'll be able to find that in your character pool import character section. So we'll click on XCom characters for the import here. I didn't add Dana, and I'm adding Dana now. And you can have multiple bin files. You can do a bunch of stuff. And we already added a bunch. Velma Dinkley. Wow, really? Velma? Let's look at that one. Wow. Yep, that's Velma. So you can already see, like, that's a pretty easy process. But a couple things that are not apparent and not out of the box apparent to the average gamer, because I thought this was it. This was like the fastest way to see my character in the game, but that's not true. There's some settings here as well, some settings I'm going to show you in a second, that will help you bring your character into the game faster. So there's 4 settings down here that kind of will help define, as well as additional color settings and some attitude settings that you might want to mess around with to suit your style and how you want this character to act. But these are some of the important game options. So the soldier class shows what classes of the game your character will develop it into. So when you recruit them, they may come in later in the game as this class, but they most likely will come in as a rookie. And if you leave it as rookie, they'll kind of just go into a class that at random. But here we have her set as PsyOps, because she's kind of that, paranormal inspector. So we want kind of this little Psy thing going on in the background. Same with Kylo Ren. He looks way more badass with that thing right there. The other 3 options are going to define how they appear in the game, how not only their character will operate and evolve into, but how they'll appear. So this can appear soldier will mean that he will appear as a soldier, will be recruitable in the game. You want that checked generally. Can appear as VIP means they will show up in VIP missions that you might have to escort them to an extraction point. They may be a scientist. They may be an engineer. They may do a lot of other things. They may just be a VIP. And dark VIP is the darker side of that, where you will have a mission where you have to either kill or kidnap against their will as a VIP. So a lot of cool stuff there, and those are those 4. Make sure you pay attention on each character you import and how you want them to behave in the game, as well as make any adjustments in the forefront of how you want these characters to look. Of course, you can change these later. You can make face props, and I can give him crazy dark sunglasses and make him look like a man in black, or give him a monocle, or do whatever, a eye patch, in consideration of how spoilers the end of the movie ended. Um, so just, do what you want there. Get that ready for that import process. Now, the one thing I haven't seen any much information about that I had to go out and verify on my own is the fact that when you do select these guys and you import them in the game, and they will come in as soon as they're on this import list, they will come into your game, is that if you're in the middle of a game, they won't be there right away. You won't be able to just go to the recruit screen and be like, yes, thank you, Gabe, and thank you, Kylo, and thank you, Finn. Let's come into my game and let's have a grand old time. It just doesn't work that way. As long as the game is in session, they won't just appear there. There's a few settings that you can change to accelerate that process if you're in game. So I'll show you. I'll go out to this file. It's the game data.ini, default game data.ini, and where you find that is you go into your Steam apps. So Steam library, Steam apps, common, and that's where all your games are installed generally when you download games for Steam. Go into the XCom 2 folder, XCom game, config, and there are the INI files. And you can mod anything and everything in the game here. This is why this game is going to be so highly configurable, moddable, and we're going to see a lot of awesome things come out of this game, or be created for this game, because it's just readily accessible here. And then we'll select the default game data file. On this file, you're going to just want to search for character. Character. So there's that term there. And you don't see my Control F thing that came up, but just do Control F, type in character, and 3 lines will come up. These 2 lines, these 2 initial lines, initial soldier character pool selection mode and reward unit character pool selection mode, I have currently set to pool only. You're going to have to leave this ECPSM underscore, leave that in there, but just change the last word, grouping words in there. So it originally will come in, if you haven't messed with this before, it'll come in as mixed. And what that means is it will grab random as well as pool characters for you throughout the course of the game. You can do random only, which will ignore your pool characters, or what I'm suggesting, especially since you're watching this video and you want your characters in there ASAP, put it as pool only. One of the nice things about pool only, and makes sense to me, is that it will grab from your pool first and then revert down to random after you've exhausted that pool. So you won't be seeing Kylo over and over again and have 10 Kylos on your team. You'll get him once, and then once he's in your game, they won't bombard you with it any longer. And there is a third section, and so this is the third one, recruits, characters, pool selection mode. I also set to pool only, so all 3 of them are pool only. And again, and unfortunately, and save that off, you will not be able to see that right away in a game that you've been playing. And how I tested that is I started a new game. Beautiful thing. All 4 of my characters in that new game were characters from my pool. So I can show you that right here. My soldiers that I started out with are Fox Mulder, Ronda Rousey, Gabe Newell, Geralt, Finn Trooper, Bob Ross, and it did still manage to throw in a couple left fielders, Emma Williams and Alessa Ricci. Not a pool character, but you know what? I say 6 of 8 is better than none of 8. So those guys are in there, and you can view them. There's Finn. There's my fun-loving Bob Ross with that shit-eating grin on his face. Rhonda. And then also, if you go into the recruit section, the characters that I didn't, the rest of my pool are there. There's Kylo. He wasn't necessarily in that group right there. He wasn't. Picard, Rey, all those guys. And again, I added Dana, but you don't see Dana in this list. I added... Hey, Central, calm down now. I'm in the middle of a video. I'm kind of busy here. Velma, not in this list. So if you do set it as pool only, you're going to have to wait at least a little bit and continue through your game before they start populating on your recruitment list. You might encounter them even sooner as a VIP mission. I mean, those aren't, they're not that frequent. So there's that, and that is all the things you need to do to get a character imported. Now, to get a character exported, it is very simple as well. More simple, I should say, or simpler. I don't think more simpler is a very good grammatical choice there, but whatever. So we already have Finn in our pool, so we're not going to use him, but let's grab one of these randoms here. So Alicia Riki, I think she's a great character. She looks fantastic. Let's get her out to the pool. So you'll go into, and sorry if I'm moving too quickly, you'll click on her from your list, click on customize, and then save to character pool, and she will be saved out there. And then when you return back to the main menu, there's one more step you have to do, because if you're putting it out into a pool, you're maybe grouping certain characters together. You might want to do some stuff there. And once you got all your characters in a row, we'll grab it. You go to the character pool, select Alicia, and you have to select export selection. And at that point, you'll be shown the same pools that we were looking at the importable section earlier, where you go into My Documents, My Games, XCom 2, and down that line into the importables round. There's the PGC XCOM characters, and I could put it right in that pool, or I can create a new one or drop them into the YouTube pool. Yes, I want to put that in that pool, and you can share this. You can create these mod packs and put them out somewhere and start racking up karma points as an awesome modder and do good citizen in your community. And that is the whole import and export character options that you have. I hope I've been able to answer some of the questions that I personally have not been able to find out on Reddit or Google about the details of these imports. So thanks, guys. Subscribe for more XCOM 2 stuff. I will be reviewing many mods that are coming out there. I'll be supplying you guys with information like this. I, again, dropped that link into the PC Gamer article in the description. Grab that bin, get to importing, and start enjoying XCOM 2 even further, because it is an amazing, awesome tactical RPG game. Thanks again for watching. Dizzy out. Have a great day. Peace. YouTube. I love you all.